Okay. So now we try to understand ERP because as SAP consultant, we will come across this term more frequently. So we should have good understanding of this term. All right. And another important point, as a SAP consultant, even in interviews, nobody is going to ask us the definition. Okay. So even in interviews, they just try to check our understanding about SAP, its functionalities and logic behind it. So that should be our focus. Okay. So let's try to understand the term enterprise resource planning, which is nothing but ERP. So enterprise resource planning is the integrated management of main business processes, often in real time and mediated by software and technology. For example, let's say, look at this one. Let's say you are working for a company, right? And if and we have different departments, and if these departments are not integrated or connected, then of course the communication between these departments will not be flowing smooth. Because for example, let's say sales department got one order. Let's say we are working for Tata Motors. Assume Tata Motors got 100 bus orders from any state department, like in our Karnataka, we have Karnataka State Transport, similarly Maharashtra and Telangana and all. Let's say that state government ordered for 100 buses. So the sales department of the Tata Motors got the order of 100 buses, right? And then based on this order, production department should be manufacturing these 100 buses. And in order to manufacture these 100 buses, as per a bill of material, whatever, for example, to make a bus, they required the engine, chassis, wheels, steering wheel, dashboard, all those required, which are nothing but components. So these components will be procured by the procurement department, right? And once these procurement they procure, these components are stored in warehouse, again supplied to production for manufacturing, and after production, finished products are again come back, are stored in warehouse. So these departments are connected with each other. So we should be, so that is the reason why we should be using a software which is connected with them. Let's say if you see here, enterprise without an ERP, if we are not using any ERP software, what will happen? So the communication between departments will not be smooth. If we are
Hello,
using
sir.
it, yes.
Sir, what exactly is procurement, sir?
Procurement is nothing but related to, in general term, we say purchasing. Is
Okay,
it?
okay, purchase.
Okay, purchase, procurement.
Okay.
Okay, it's a good question. And I really appreciate all participants if they ask questions, because this is all about making career. This is not just the training, right? And you will, if you want to get best after the training, you want to skill yourself and want to enter into SAP domain as soon as possible, then you need to make sure that you will be asking questions, you will be communicating during the training. Okay. Right. So,
Thank you, sir.
right. Yeah. So as you can see here, if a company is not using ERP software, what will happen to them? If they are using ERP software, for example, yeah, one of the ERP software which is offered by SAP is ECC or S4HANA. You see, we have SAP, which is, connecting with different departments, and the information flow is very smooth. Right. So this is the concept of ERP, enterprise resource planning, which is a very generic term. Okay, so as you can see, ERP provides an integrated, try to understand these terms. Integrated means they are like linked together. Right. So ERP provides an integrated and continuous updated view of core business processes using common database. As you can see here, we have common database here. For example, what happened? Let's assume, let me give you one example with this infographics so that you will have more clarity. And simple example I'm going to take, and I need input from participants to make our session interactive and more effective. Okay, so here let me take this example in our warehouse management itself. Right, look at this flow. Simple example I'm going to take. Let's say we are working for a chair manufacturing company, and our company got 100 chair order from a corporate, right, corporate company. The sales department is responsible to generate sales. So sales department brought sales of 100 chairs, right? So then after bringing this order, who is responsible to produce? Anyone?
The purchase department will have to take care of, procurement, all the raw materials, and to provide to the production department to produce.
Right. So my question is, once the sales department got the order, then next step is to make chairs, right? To make chair, who is responsible, or which department is responsible?
The production department.
Production department is responsible. So production department is responsible. So what will happen? Production department creates or maintain bill of material. So bill of material contains all the components which are required to make a chair. So what in bill of material, what do you think, what components they will list out? Like cushions for the chairs, handrails, and then these wheels, right? In order to make chair, these components are required. Am I right?
Yes.
Right. So these components are required. So they maintain list of these components as a bill of material. So what happened? This production department. I think my voice is echoing. So I think Mr. Feroz, can you please mute, because my voice is echoing there. Right. So what happened? You see here, what we need to understand. Sales department got the 100 chairs order. So in order to make 100 chairs, let's say for each chair, 2 cushions, 2 handrests, and 4 wheels are required. So for 100 chairs, how much we required? 2 into 100, it is 200 chairs. Oh, sorry, 200 cushions, 200 handrests, and 4 into 100, 400 wheels we require. So they make a bill of material, and based on bill of material, they request to purchasing department to buy these components, because to make chairs, right? So what happened? So the production department creates purchase request, the purchase request, right? PR. So this purchase request is submitted to purchase department. So the purchase department take that request and buy those components from different suppliers, and then after buying, right? So the purchase department issues purchase order to supplier. Supplier will deliver, and those whatever they deliver, these components and raw materials, those are stored in our warehouse. Okay, and as soon as those components are stored here after receiving from supplier, production department, as per production planning and schedule, they take these components and then make chips. And after making chips, again they store in our warehouse. So what happened? So the sales department will deliver this finished product to the customer. So you see, this is how companies work. This is how the business processes works in any company, right? So here, what we need to understand the role of each department, and to make job of each department more efficient and automated, we use SAP modules. So for example, for to make our warehouse management more efficient and automated, companies use EWM. So similarly, for the procurement department, we have module. For sales department, we have SD module. For production, we have production planning. Similarly, for quality management. For transport management, and to look after all debit, credit, financial transactions. For accounts and finance, we have FIC modules, and similarly, a number of other modules are available. So now I believe you people might have got some idea of significance of these modules, why these modules are used. So any question related to how this works or whatever I discussed, or I believe this is clear, right? What I was trying to emphasize. Right. So as you can see here, under logistics execution, how different modules and different departments are connected with each other. Here, procurement department, this color, as you can see here, arrow down. This is the procurement department. This is the sales department we have, and then we have the logistics execution, and then all. So, right now, let's go back to our PDF. This is what we were discussing about ERP. So that is about ERP, enterprise resource planning. And now let's try to understand another term which is also very commonly used, that is business process.